In today's video, we're going to discuss if BCM is still the best value in the AR world. I'm not so sure. If you followed our channel for any length of time, you know that we're a big fan of BCM rifles and products, and we showcase them on our channel all the time. My trusty 11.5-inch SBR is my main home defense gun, and it's been on the channel many times. And I buy BCM products quite regularly, like this complete lower you see right here. If you enjoy our content and want to support the channel, the easiest way is to go to tsdprints.com and check out all of our 3D printed firearms accessories that we sell on our website. You can use code TSD25 for 25% off your entire order, and orders $50 and above ship for free. It's a great way to support the channel, and you get something in return. But when I went to buy this lower, I noticed that BCM has had a pretty steep price increase throughout their whole product line. So once I've compared some prices, different major brands, I got to thinking, is BCM still the best value? And I'm not so sure, to be honest with you. So BCM, they're known for being super high quality at a pretty affordable price. So, your standard complete AR, if you piece it together yourself by getting a complete lower and an upper from BCM themselves, you can get a complete rifle, no optics or accessories really, for about $1,400 to $1,300, depending on if something goes on sale. Now, this complete lower that you see right here, you could buy these for $390. And that's not even including a cosmetic blim. So their cosmetic blims would go anywhere from like $320 to $340, somewhere like that. And nowadays, this lower on Primary Arms is $525, which that is a pretty hefty increase from $390. And then their cosmetic blims are like right at $500 even. So that's a pretty steep increase. That's almost $200 more for the same exact lower. And that's just the lower itself. The uppers, they're anywhere from $750 to $850 to even $900 on BCM's website, depending on which lower and rail options you have selected. Now, BCM is still running the free bulk carrier group deal, which is a pretty good deal. That's like $190 savings. But the uppers themselves have increased in price too. And price increases, that's nothing new these days. Everything's going up in price, so that's to be expected. But when you start looking at a rifle now, a complete rifle that's gonna be, $1,500, $1,600, $1,700, it makes me wanna think, should I buy a BCM rifle, or should I kinda upgrade and go with something like a Daniel Defense or a different brand? There's no debating that there are brands that are better than BCM. I would even say Daniel Defense is an upgrade. Knight's Armament, definitely an upgrade, but a steep price increase also. But if I'm spending $1,700, $1,800 for a rifle, I'm gonna start looking more at a Daniel Defense instead of a BCM. I've had a Mark 18 in the past, and I really liked it. I just didn't like the barrel length, so I ended up selling it. But Daniel Defense currently makes a lot of quality ARs. I've shot several of them, and I really like them. I'm not so big on ambidextrous lowers or all the bonus features like that. I'm more concerned with like a quality barrel, a nice rail, and just the simple stuff. I want the simple stuff done well. Now, in a couple months, Daniel Defense could come out and have a price increase on their line, and then the gap between BCM and Daniel Defense will be what it always has been. But as of right now, with the price increases of BCM and the standard prices of Daniel Defense, it really doesn't, the BCM brand does not really hold that extreme value for the cost that you're paying. It's hard to justify being like the most value-driven brand when you're only $50 to $100 off from your like major competitor, I would say. And I keep comparing to Daniel Defense. There's a ton of other, quality AR manufacturers out there. I can't list them all because there's so many of them, but Daniel Defense is just, like a household name if you're a gun person. So you'll know the comparison that I'm trying to make. With all that being said though, I still really like my BCM rifles. I'm not gonna sell them, by no means. but it just does make you stop and think, like, what is the best value now? I hate to say it, but kind of Palmetto State Armory, I haven't shot all of their different rifles, their saber line and all that kind of stuff, but they're still kicking out a bunch of good ARs. You know, their quality control is hit or miss. You may get a lemon, you may not, but they're still pretty good value. So, you know, I'm not gonna trade in my BCM for a PSA rifle at this moment, but if I'm looking for, you know, like a cheap rifle to make a build that I'm not going to use a ton, but I still want to take and shoot, I may look at a Palmetto State Armory build next. But for the time being, I still like my BCM rifles. I'll still keep buying their products. I'll just pay a little bit more, but I'm going to seriously consider looking at other brands going forwards. When I was browsing looking for this complete lower that I purchased, it almost like sent me into shock seeing the prices of some of these like BCM products nowadays. But I guess that's just the cost of everything. You know, there really may not be a true value in the AR world anymore. This may just be the new norm, which I would hate for that to be a reality, but it may just be. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments on what's the best value, leave them down in the comment section. We always reply, get in there, debate, respond, agree, ignore you maybe. But hope you guys liked the video. Hit that subscribe button and like the video if you liked it. We'll see you next time.